everybody, welcome back to DF's Lego Stuff and Stuff, and this time it is for my 500 subscriber special, which is about 2 weeks late at this point, which is not as bad as 2 months late, which is what my 100 subscriber special was. But something that has been holding me up, just as it was for my 100 subscriber special, is that I've been at band camp this last week, so that's been taking up most of my energy. But anyway, what I have for you today, as I have promised, is in fact a V10 Lego vacuum engine. And this is probably the first V10 Lego vacuum engine on YouTube. I know I am not the first person to build a V10 Lego vacuum engine, because I saw in the comments of some video, somebody said he built a V10. I went on his channel, he had a bunch of LVE videos, but he did not have a video of his V10. So, that doesn't count, naturally. Also, J2Co, or however you pronounce it, built a 2x2 flat 10. And some people would say that that is a 180 degree V10, but if you ask me, that is nonsense, because the thing that defines a V engine is the fact that the banks are not in a straight line. They're V-shaped. A flat 10 is not V-shaped. So there, it's not a V10. This is also my first working engine with more than 4 cylinders. I've built 3 4-cylinders, 2 flat 4s, and the inline 4, which I had to take apart in order to build this. And my first V engine, going by the logical definition of a V engine, with more than 2 cylinders. So it was a bit ambitious to go right to a V10, but I figured plenty of people have made V8s at this point. I don't like to do things that too many other people have done, so I went right ahead and built a V10. So let's get into the explanation of this engine. One of the first things you can see is that this is a dual vacuum setup. It has 2 individual manifolds. If you use your imagination, I suppose that sort of makes it look a bit like a Viper. It has dual butterfly throttles, and they are connected with these universal joints. This engine was abysmally slow with 1 vacuum, but it's alright with 2 vacuums. This piece I put on here just because I thought it made it look nicer, but it has acquired a more important purpose. Not to say that making an engine look good isn't important. It is to me, but these bearings here for the valve shaft, they are able to wobble around if they're not supported, and when they wobble around, they slow the engine down a heck of a lot. So I put these pieces in to connect the bearings with this piece, and I still have to put a dumbbell on top of this piece in order to hold these bearings in place, but it works. I don't have to stick my fingers in there and hold them in place. Anyway, there's the Valvetrain, as you can see, and this engine needed in some cases, more of some piece than I had. So I had to instead put two pieces together, like you can see here, in order to achieve what I needed to achieve. And of course, I got this fan on here, which looks cool when it's running. And here, see all connecting rods. Ideally, I would have used 11 stud connecting rods for all of the cylinders, but I didn't have very many 11 stud connecting rods. So I had to use 13s here, 13s here, a 13 there, and then I didn't have any more 13s, so I had to put some beams together for these last two cylinders in order to make those connecting rods. Now, this engine does in fact have 10 individually firing cylinders. Basically, here we have a normal cross-plane inline 4 crankshaft, but then here, this crank is offset 120 degrees from that crank, using these disc pieces, or pulleys. As you can see here, this is how you do that. So we have this business here in the valve shaft. On the crankshaft, this is what it looks like. Yeah, I don't have to, whoa, crap. I'm not gonna, like, go super into depth about that, because if you have a brain, you can probably figure it out. So anyway, like I was saying, it has 10 individually firing cylinders, because not only does it have 10 individually positioned crank pins, the bank angle is about 100 or 105 degrees. It's not 90 degrees. It's a good bit wider. By the way, this engine also fits perfectly on a 16 by 32 base plate. So, that's nice. So, I'll give you a look inside the cylinders here. Of course, there's 5 pistons there. And there's 5 pistons there. I got 4 clear cylinder walls on this thing. That's all I got. Actually, it's got these clear cylinder walls here on the back, too. And these 4 pistons are built with those 4x4 Technic, whatchamacallit, whatever you call those things. And then the rest of the pistons are all built using 3 1x4 Technic bricks. And I was one 1x1 Technic brick short, so I committed the 8th of the 7 deadly sins, and I drilled a hole through a 1x1 brick. I don't know how actually important that is, but I did it anyway. And then that's I didn't even know that piece existed before I found it at Bricks and Minifigs. It's a 1x1 Technic brick with an axle hole in it. I blew through there and I blew through a normal one, and it didn't seem to be much of a difference. Again, I don't think it really matters that much. It's just that one little hole. Anyway, you want to see this darn thing run, so let's put it back together and go run it. Well, this is totally unrelated to the video, but we got a kitten. other kitty is not happy about it. She really wanted to play with our old kitty who died a few months ago. Our old kitty never liked her. But she does not want to get anywhere near the kitten. Alright, so I went and borrowed a shop vac from my grandpa so that I can have 2 vacuums. I'll try to fill in that gap with some blankets so it's not too dang deafening, because I know in the intro it was bad. Put our dumbbell on here. Dang it. It's mad at me for taking it apart. Alright, well that's not too dang loud, but we wait until I turn that shop back on. You can hear the engine now. Let's see. Now she's moving. Yeah, hopefully the vacuum noise isn't too deafening. Yeah, those throttles make a lot of noise at idle. I'm not sure if it's the throttles or air leakage outside. But there's so much air flowing out of the manifold, having 5 cylinders for each manifold, that's probably just coming from the throttle blade itself. Not a loud engine, that's for sure. It's smooth. show you what happens when I take the dumbbell off. Oh yeah, it don't run at all. Like that. Yeah, you see that thing is moving around there. And it slows it down like crazy. Oh gosh, that really, I'm surprised how much better it is when I just hold that. Anyway, let's see. See if I can get a shot of the Valvetrain. I don't know. Kind of hard with my hands in a way. I'm sure you can see. You can see it running crappily. I should also mention, it doesn't seem like the rearmost cylinders really do anything, because I guess they just don't get hardly any vacuum. These two cylinders here, they just don't seem to have any power. That's a funny way to rev an engine. Of course, it's not exactly the fastest engine ever, but it's alright. For a V10, it's alright. And it is smooth. I'll give you a slow-mo. Well, folks, that's going to be it for this 500 subscriber special. If you liked it, tell YouTube you did so that people find this video. And stay tuned for 1,000 subscribers. For that, I want to build a W9, which doesn't have as many cylinders, but it's quite a bit more wacky, so that'll be something that I definitely want to try. By the way, these are from the Space Cruiser, or whatever it's called, from that spaceship. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.